Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name is Luke Pace, and welcome back to everyone who is already a subscriber to the YouTube channel. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews, including the one coming at you right now. First time guest of the show, who is an MMA fighter with a professional record of 3-1, under a month away from making his 247 Fighting Championships debut at 247 Fighting Championships, Brawl in the Burgh 26 on February 1st at the brand new inaugural event, kicking off Sunny Days Arena at the venue. I'm very excited to have for the first time on the show, Russ Korbul. Russ, welcome to the show.
How we doing?
It's always great to have new fighters on the show. Before we get to the February 1st fight, let's talk about your athletic background. What was your athletic background prior to getting into MMA?
Athletic background. I was basically kind of a kid who did like everything growing up. I tried a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but the only thing that really stuck was wrestling. And I like wrestled all the way through like middle school, high school. I wrestled in college. And then once school ended, I was kind of like one of those guys like thinking, okay, what am I going to do? Then I discovered jujitsu. And then I got really into jujitsu. And then from working out with people like Mickey Gall and whatnot, then it eventually led to fighting. And here I am today. This is what I do.
Yes, you train out of Gracie, New Jersey, and Mickey Gall is famous for being on the first ever Dana White Looking for a Fight show, and then fought CM Punk. That is the background if people don't know Mickey Gall, but obviously very, very good jiu-jitsu and grappling in Gracie, New Jersey gym. So
yep, it is the wizard, though.
Yes. So when you were doing your amateur career, how did you know it was time to go pro? You got your pro fight started off, your pro career started off with a 3-0 run. You're now coming off your first ever loss. So obviously it was the right time to turn pro, but how did you know it was time to turn pro? And then talk a little bit about the experience of getting your pro career off to a 3-0 start.
How did I get started? Well, I mean, think like my amateur career. I knew within the first year of fighting amateur that I wanted to become a pro, but like there were other things that happened. Like it could be like I lost one fight, and then I had to maybe do something else, wait for the right opportunity. Then the pandemic happened, and that delayed everything a little bit. But then, after my 10th amateur fight and winning a belt, then I kind of knew at that moment I was like, okay, if there's a perfect closure to the amateur career and get started on the pro career, this is it, And so we went from there. Then I was going off the momentum of like winning that belt. I'm thinking, okay, I can make some noise as a pro, and I kept working hard, and then we were pretty successful so far, I'd say, and I'm still carrying that momentum despite what happened the last time.
Sure, absolutely. Let's talk about your upcoming fight first. Niko Petrides, he has a 2-1 pro record. You have a 3-1 pro record. What do you know about him? How do you see the matchup of this fight?
From what I've seen with this guy, it's like I think he's like me. He likes to press the action forward. He likes to not mess around. Whatever he wants to do, he wants to do it, type of thing. But I think we're kind of like the same fighter, pretty much. But I feel like I'm a couple of steps ahead of him, and I don't really have predictions for this fight. It's just I feel like I'm gonna do what I know how to do, and I'm gonna come on top on this fight for sure.
Makes perfect sense. I think this is a great matchup. I've seen Niko fight a couple times. Obviously, I'll be watching you fight for the first time, and it's very exciting. I think you both have a great matchup style. I just did an interview with him on the show, so if people are curious what he said. Very similar things, right? You guys aren't trash talking. It's all very much about putting on a good fight.
Yeah, I'm not about trash talking. I'm all about competing and doing that stuff. I'm not in this for like, fame or fortune or like trying to look like I'm cool or something like that. I'm just the guy who likes to compete, and I'm still doing it. So,
well, it's interesting that you use the same description. He described you as a pressure fighter, a forward fighter, and that was the first thing you described of him. So I can't wait to see this matchup. Talk a little bit about your appreciation for Gracie, New Jersey, and kind of like your training partners and your coaches, all of those things as we look forward to the February 1st card.
I appreciate those guys to the moon, man. Like I don't. Besides, like an athlete, I think being the person I am now and things I'm doing now in my life, I owe them more than a debt of gratitude. Because I think when I was done with school, I was one of those people, like I said earlier, like I was like, oh, what am I gonna do in my life? And I was kind of like angry and bitter about things. Like I think a lot of people are when school is done, but like they helped me like change my perspective, change my ideas, and I've met some of the best people in the world who I know I can count on when there's a problem and not go the way it shouldn't. And yeah, I really owe Dave and all the other guys everything. I really do.
Well, I think that's a perfect attitude. The Gracie, New Jersey is a great gym. There's a lot of talent out of New Jersey. And I think it's special to have 247 Fighting Championships, great matchmaking, great matchups to put on this fight. I appreciate you coming on. You've been listening to Luke Payson for MMA Fancast with first-time guests on the show and professional MMA fighter Russ Korbul, who takes on Niko Petrides on February 1st at Brawl in the Burgh 26 for 247 Fighting Championships. Really appreciate you coming on. Best skills to you. Can't wait to see you in action.
I look forward to it too, man. See you out there.
You got it.